Hey guys, how are you doing? The new Gemma 4 from Google is already impressive because it's multimodal and runs directly on your PC or on your phone. But if you're only using it through the terminal or on Ollama, you're missing out on half of this model's potential. Today I'm going to show you how to take your Gemma 4 to the next level using OpenWebUI, a graphical interface that really resembles ChatGPT and is completely free. The idea is to turn Gemma into a complete workstation. Shall we see how this works? But first, subscribe to the channel. And to watch the videos without ads, just click the join button. Deal? So, let's get to the video. But first, I want to show you a practical way to prepare for the future without having to stop everything you're already doing. Coursera is one of the largest online education platforms in the world and works together with companies like Google, IBM, and Meta to offer courses that really make a difference in the market. And here's the most important point. These aren't just theoretical courses. You learn by doing, developing skills that companies are looking for right now. For example, within the platform, you can find complete programs like the Google Professional Certificate in Data Analysis, Project Management, and even Artificial Intelligence for Beginners. In fact, the Google AI program within Coursera was created specifically to help you apply artificial intelligence in your daily work, using real tools like Gemini and other modern solutions. In other words, you don't just learn how to use AI, you learn how to create solutions with it. Another strong point is flexibility. You can study at your own pace, fit the courses into your routine, and make progress without having to leave your job or completely change your schedule. And in the end, you still receive certificates recognized by major companies, which can really open doors in your career. So, if you want to stay relevant, grow professionally, or even switch careers, this is the kind of skill that's already being required now. So, it's worth taking a look at the link down below in the description and seeing how these courses can fit your situation and change your professional life. Alright, let's get back. Well, Gemma 4 brought real advances in reasoning and computer vision. It's lightweight enough to run on consumer GPUs through Ollama, but Ollama alone doesn't have a graphical interface. OpenWebUI will solve all of that. Alright, so let's get started. I'm going to show you now what you have to do to run Gemma 4 on this graphical interface called OpenWebUI. All of this is completely free. You run it locally without having to pay absolutely anything. And the first thing you'll have to do is install Docker on your computer. To do that, just click this button. All the available operating systems will appear. You will choose yours, click on it, and it will download the installer file to your computer. Then just proceed with the installation as usual. Well, once the installation is finished, you will open the terminal or the command prompt on your computer or PowerShell, whichever you prefer. And then you will type this command here. It looks very complicated, it's quite long, but don't worry, I'll leave it properly written here in the description of this video. And this single command will install everything you need to run OpenWebUI on your computer. If everything goes well, when you open Docker for the first time on your computer, it will ask you to create an account. You can go ahead and create one, and then you'll see this interface here saying that the server to run OpenWebUI is already running. Then you just need to click this link here, and you'll enter this OpenWebUI interface. Now, before configuring things here in OpenWebUI, you need to go to your computer. So, for that, there will be a link down below in the description of this video. I'm going to use Gemma 4, and down here you can see all the models that are available for you to use. Remember that you should choose the one that best fits your computer's capabilities. Usually, Gemma 4 and 4B can run on most PCs, even on some of the slightly older ones. But if that doesn't work, there's also the possibility of running E2B, which is smaller and will probably run on your PC. However, if you want something more advanced and have a PC that can handle it, I recommend using 26B, which is the larger model and will definitely give you a better result. How do you download it? It's very simple. You're going to open your command prompt here and then you're going to type the following. This command that's showing up here will also be down below in the description of this video. Then you'll install Ollama, or you can simply go to the Ollama download page and click here on Download for Windows. It will download to your PC, and when it's finished, you'll see this interface here, where you can find all the available models, those that require an internet connection, or those you can run locally. In my case here, I have Gemma 426b and Gemma 4 and 4b installed on my PC. How do you install these models? If you're using the graphical interface, just click on the little arrow here and you'll download it to your computer. Or you can also do this through the command prompt. You just need to type Ollama pool and then the name of the model you want to download. In this case, Gemma 4:4b. But you can use any of these others that are available here, depending on your PC's capability. So Docker installed, Ollama installed, and the model you want to use is also installed. Now it's time to set up OpenWebUI. So, I'm going to click here on Start. It's going to ask you to register, but there's no problem because this registration will stay on your machine. It doesn't go to the cloud. Done. Once that's done, since I already have Gemma 426b installed on my computer, it already shows up here, and I can also choose from these other models that are available on my PC. So, this list here will depend on what you've installed on your computer. So, to check if everything is working properly, I'm going to say hi here and send it. The first time, it might take a little while because it's going to load the model into memory, and then everything's fine. It replied, "Hello, how are you? How can I help you today?" So, one of the big advantages of using OpenWebUI is that you have an interface here that's very similar to ChatGPT's. You can even upload files here and ask Gemma 4 to interpret, summarize, and so on. So, let's go ahead and do a test. I'm going to click here on the plus sign, upload files. I've added a PDF file here and I'm going to ask the following, summarize this file and I'll send it. Just a reminder that all of this is running on my computer. Nothing I'm writing here is being sent to the cloud. Look, all the reasoning it's showing here is being rendered by my graphics card. There you go, it's done and it gave me exactly what I asked for, which is a summary of my PDF file. To start another conversation, just click here on New Chat. Now I'm going to choose the weaker model, select Gemma E4b here. I'll say hi to it as well, and there you go, everything's working. I'm going to upload an image here and ask it to interpret. Since it's a multimodal model, let's see if it can handle interpreting this photograph. There you go, it's already bringing me the answer. The Gemma 4 E4b model is infinitely faster than the 26b model. Why is that? Because it's running directly on my PC, so if you want speed and still maintain efficiency, I recommend you use this model. It's tempting to use the 26b, but that will consume a lot of your graphics card resources and also your RAM. Notice that even using the E4b model here, it was able to interpret exactly what is in this image, and one more detail, it only took 7 seconds to think. Since I'm using an interface here that's very similar to ChatGPT's, I can upload files, capture an image, attach a web page, attach notes, and I can also attach a knowledge base. I'll show you how to do this in a moment, as well as reference chats. So if you're using Ollama, for example, none of this shows up. Even if you've installed it on your computer, we have a very simple interface where you type a prompt here and it gives you the answer, but it won't maintain consistency. So if you close the program or ask it to refer to a previous conversation, it won't work. But here in the web UI, everything works just like in ChatGPT. Now, if you want to maintain the consistency of the conversations you have here in the web UI, just do the following. Click here on Workspace, then Knowledge. And here, you will create a new knowledge base by clicking here on New Knowledge. You will give it a name, then the instructions. I'll leave it here as private, and I'll create my knowledge base. Done, my base has already been created. Now I'll click here on the plus sign, then I have the option to upload files, upload a directory, sync a directory, or add a web page. I'm going to click here on Upload Files. I'll select the files that are related to my knowledge base. Done, files attached. Now I'll open a new conversation. Now, to interact with my knowledge base, I'll click on the plus sign. See, attached knowledge base, I have here global warming, and from there, any question I ask will be related to this knowledge base. Whenever I do this, everything will be linked, so I don't lose the consistency of my conversation, because it will search directly in my knowledge base. Another way to access it is by typing the hashtag, and it will show up here if I want to use the files that are inside my knowledge base or the entire base. So, instead of searching the internet for that information, it will use my knowledge base to give me the answer. Another really cool feature here in OpenWebUI is that you can create personas. In other words, different personalities for a specific model. How do you do that? Once again here, Workspace, I'll go to the Models tab, New Model, I'll give my model a name, the base model, I'll select E4B here, and in the system prompt, you'll provide the information. Instruction for your persona, in my case here, you are an experienced programmer who delivers precise and functional code. Then you can select a knowledge base here, if you have that on your PC. You can also upload some files, and here, you will select your persona's capabilities. So here you have vision, file upload, file context. I'll add web search, image generation, and code interpretation. Once that's done, just save your persona, and that's it. The coder persona is already saved. Here is a new conversation, and when I click on the model selector, now the coder persona appears here. I'll select it. Notice that I have the code interpreter active here. I can also upload files, images, and so on. And I'll ask the following. Write code for the tic-tac-toe game, and I'll send it. So notice that now it's using my persona here with those specific instructions I gave to it. See that it's writing my code here, all of this done locally, directly on my computer using GMA4, which is installed here on my PC. Done, it's finished, and the coolest thing is that I can also view it here inside OpenWebUI. So guys, this is really cool. And then you'll have an artificial intelligence model working directly on your computer, now using an interface that's very similar to other AI interfaces like ChatGPT. So if you were used to using GMA4 through the terminal, or inside Ollama itself, now with OpenWebUI, you now have a much wider range of possibilities because you can upload files, upload images, create code, view that code, and so on. So everything I've shown you here so far is free. Try it out and then come back here in the comments to tell me what you thought of this tip. So, what did you think? Can you use it in your daily life? At least for more basic tasks? Let me know in the comments, okay? I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Bye.
The man.
Bye.